Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. Um, for now, in this day, we're going to make an activities in chapter 2, which is configure a network operating system. And before that, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will be updated on my other videos that will be uploaded. So let's start. Um, in this chapter, it is entitled Configure a Network Operating System. Um, in this chapter, it enables device hardware to function and provides an interface for users to interact. In the CCNA course of study, students learn to configure both devices that connected to the network, which is the end devices such as PCs, and devices that connect to networks together immediately, intermediary devices like routers and switches. And also, learning to configure the Cisco Internet Network Operating System, which is Cisco IOS, on Cisco routers and switches is a large part of the Cisco CCNA program of the study. So I think it is very important to know what are we going to do when in terms of end devices. So let's start in the activity that included in this chapter. The first one is let's see, is the chapter 2 in configure a network operating system. We have an activity in 2.1.2.3, and it is all about access methods. The instruction is select the most appropriate access method for each scenario. So, i-recognize natin if the given phrase is console, telnet, SSH, or AUX. So, let's start. Number 1. You are in the equipment room with a new switch that needs to be configured. The term for configured, you can say that it is console. So let's select the console for this access, for this scenario rather. Then the second one is your manager gives you a special cable and tells you to use it to configure the switch. I think it is also a console because of the word configure. So let's select the console again. The number 3 is you access the IOS by using another intermediary device over a network connection. I think it is a telnet. Yes, SSH. Then last one is you call your manager to tell him you cannot access your router in another city over the internet. He provides you with the information to access the router through a telephone connection. So I think it is AUX. Yeah. Oh my god, so itching. So now we're going to check. Oh, we have successfully matched the most appropriate access method to each scenario. So we're going to the next activity, which is 2.2.3 encrypt passwords. In this activity, configuring password encryption. The startup config and running config files displays most passwords in plain text. As you can see, there is a plain text. This is a security threat, since anyone can see the passwords used if they have access to these files. Okay, we will to encrypt the passwords, use the service password encryption. So we will show if how it works. Yeah, service password encryption, and exit global configuration mode and view the running configuration. The global config command. So the command applies weak encryption to all unencrypt passwords. So we're going to show again what will happen. Exit. Then we will put switch. Show again. And as you can see, use the show running config command to verify this. The show running config command to verify that passwords are now encrypted. Use the syntax checker in the figure to practice. So in this, we have the line CON0 password, which is 7094F471A1A0A. Then log in. We also have password in this. There. Then it will end. Then switch. So we have successfully encrypted the plain text password. Yes. So after that, we're going to the next activity, because we're done in encrypting the password. What's next? 2.2.5. This is syntax checker limiting access to a switch. Limit access to a switch. So now we can see that limit access to a switch, encrypt all password, secure the privilege EXEX C access or XX access, secure the console access, secure the VTY access, and this encrypt all passwords. So we will use the syntax checker in the figure to practice the commands that limit access to a switch. So let's go. We will click a show me so we can know what is the next. As you can see, there is a service password encryption, and it run into the secure the privilege XX access with the password CLA55. Okay, we will config again. Switch confirm. As you can see, that enables secret password. Secure the console line. Use the passwords. As you can see, you secure the console line. Use the password CISCO, which is we can read as Cisco. Allow login. So after this, we are going to show if what is the next config line, which is the password is CISC0. And after that, we can see that we have successfully limited access to a switch. So yun guys, and we have a last activity which is 2.3 2.3.2.4 this, which is it is all about syntax checker configuring a switch virtual interface. Uh, the title is a configure a switch virtual interface, which is include enter interface configuration mode for VLAN 1, configure the IPv4 address as 192.168.10.2 and the subnet mask as 255.255.255.0. And last is enable the interface. We have switch config, and we will use the syntax checker in the figure to practice the configuring a switch virtual interface. Okay, show. We will put an interface VLAN 1 and then config if IP address, you will put an IP address, then there is no shutdown, the interface VLAN, change the state to up. So yun guys, we can see that we have successfully configured the switch virtual interface for VLAN 1. So we're done in chapter 2. So yun guys, I hope na meron kayong natutunan about the activities in this chapter 2, which is configure a network operating system. Tapos, and by this time, I think that we need to learn more things about how we configure like an operating system, especially a network, so that, because we all know that every computer requires an operating system to function, including computer-based network devices such as switches, routers, access points, and firewalls. These network devices use an operating system called a network operating system. Yun guys, thank you for watching. Before you leave in this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you'll be updated on my other videos that will be uploaded.